Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to another exciting episode of Mech Mania Monday. Tonight's episode is a tribute to Herzog Zwei. That's right, we are having a tournament that is based off of the old Sega Genesis game. Tonight our competitors are all using a very specific loadout, so it also will determine how these players' actual skill levels are versus just who was able to make a better draft on their unit selections and mechs beforehand. Tonight, we are on Twin Peaks first. We have on the left-hand side in the blue, TheKhumi. He's flying that brand new police striker. On the other side, we have MVPatel2000, also in that brand new police striker. The game does start with a 30-second free countdown before the game actually begins, thereby giving you some time to build up a few units, get yourself set out, even work on destroying some of these neutral units to open up the pathways for you. Once the game gets started though, it is game on. These players are ready to go and they are here to fight to the death, and Patel is not wasting any time on that. He is coming right straight into the main base using patrol paths, so that way the units we're going to be able to actually move and bounce around a little bit. Change his mind, but is actually trying to go ahead and harass the main base, trying to see if he was able to destroy some of those money makers on TheKhumi, thereby crippling some of his economy and also causing it that TheKhumi has no opportunity to make any progress on the map right now, giving Patel a little extra time that he needs to, as you can see, push down on the bottom. If you have never seen before, Twin Peaks is a fairly straightforward map. You start out at your main base. You then come down and have a choice of going up or down. If you go down, which is what the way these players have gone, you have some neutral units that you have to break through before you can grab your first outpost right here. When you grab that outpost, that does serve as a recharging platform, as well as the ability to deploy units onto the battlefield. After you break through here and you get through this small minefield that's in the middle, you do reach into that second outpost, which is the one that Patel is currently trying to take possession and ownership of. You have to put 4 infantry base units into an outpost in order to be able to capture it. Right now, as you see, Patel only has 3 and he does not have control of this outpost. If he cannot get 4 in, then that gives TheKhumi a much easier opportunity to neutralize it out. However, as you can see, he did just get 4 in. As soon as that 4th troop goes in, the outpost is then programmed to function for that particular team, and Patel is now also able to go ahead and deploy units. Patel is here, he's deploying out his tanks and his seekers, some healing units, getting a little ground on the battlefield. Meanwhile, TheKhumi decided to take the exact opposite approach, which was if you would have went up instead of down. You come by one of these outposts right here, come around, loop around the road here. You got a few easy neutral units to break through, and then you come right here to the centralized power station. This power station is heavily defended, but if you can gain it, the benefit of the power station is that first, it does tend to recharge your mech much faster. Each outpost does have a limited amount of energy, and if it does run out of energy, you will not be able to repair or heal yourself over that outpost until it recharges. A power station can recharge that energy much faster. Also, a power station has the ability to increase your unit cap higher than a typical outpost will. So that is normally a very desirable outpost for people to go ahead and try to focus on. After you would get that outpost, you would then go ahead and loop around the road the rest of the way, come down to where this outpost is here, and then once you break through, you are at your enemy's front doors, so it does give you a fairly direct path for those that can control that upper outpost station, and hence why it is a very desirable location and why these two guys are fighting so hard over it. Right now, TheKhumi was able to get all 4 troops in there and turn it over to his color, potentially giving him the advantage that he needs to actually secure this outpost. Patel, realizing that this is now the case, realizes that the upper road is sort of cut off to him, so he's going to head, scout around, patrol down on the bottom, trying to find some sort of hole or opening opportunity that he can get through to actually break through. Using that mass command ability where you can fly over the top of your units, hold down a button, and control multiple units at the same time. Patel is trying to get his units in the proper position that he wants to go ahead, try to break through that line, scouting ahead, seeing what is going on at the main base. Okay, there's not much defense here. Patel's now thinking in his head, oh, but he cannot make it to his base. TheKhumi is able to kill him, takes him down, and has a complete lane open to him. Patel slowly has to wait for his mech to recharge. Meanwhile, TheKhumi has a completely open battlefield. What is TheKhumi able to do with this time? Patel now just returning back into the game, has to deal with TheKhumi pushing onto one of these final outposts still under Patel's control. Can Patel stop this push? Can he maintain control of that outpost and possibly turn the card against TheKhumi? I do not know yet, folks. They are both going ahead. Striker, one of its abilities is the Energy Power Sword. You do have different abilities that you can go ahead and purchase as you go along and play in the game. Taking a quick look here, TheKhumi has put 2 levels into his Power Sword, whereas Patel has put 2 levels into his Power Sword. Oh, Patel backs off so soon. He could have had TheKhumi dead to rights right there. TheKhumi had virtually no health left whatsoever. Patel backs off just slightly too soon. Oh my gosh. And give me 1 second here, guys. I'm being told that even though my volume is up and max at the volume, it's still a little bit low, so I'm going to take a look inside the things, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, hopefully this is better. I mean, this is about as loud as it can get, and normally would be blowing most people off the water, off their seats and everything, but hopefully this is something better now, because it doesn't really get much louder than this. So hopefully you guys are hearing me a lot better. And either way, I do see now that TheKhumi is going ahead. He is trying to push through, taking that defenses that he had at that base and now using them as an attack force. And he's got a very large attack force coming down indeed. As you can see, those little blue circles appear. That is him trying to use those mass commands in order to keep his units bottled up closer together and make them more effective. If you do tend to send through your units too quickly, they will then go ahead and, just like as you can see right here, they start to line up one by one, making it much easier for a defender to potentially actually destroy out your units. But right now we actually have a good old-fashioned base race going on. TheKhumi's units already here, blasting away at the front door of Patel's base. Meanwhile, Patel's got his own tanks coming in as well. Can Patel actually take out these tanks in time and do enough damage to still keep his base alive while letting his own tanks get in there? Patel getting massively shot down with those Seekers, not able to stay alive. He's got to wait for that respawn to happen back. As it's happening, his base is just draining lower and lower and lower, and it looks like that this game is, in fact, going to go to TheKhumi. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is game 1 of tonight's Herzog Zwei tournament. I am Steve, and you're watching OPTV Live. Stay tuned for Game B.